And not too shabby. Let's be slightly cautious of our slimy friends here. Specifically, we'll just bring this one back right up to the stairs so we can escape before it managed to congeal. Beautiful. And much the same for you, my friend. Rinse and repeat. At least we're not giving them any opportunity to link up, and that should be just wonderful. And now that we've kicked the hornet's nest, all of our orc friends will be wandering about the level, which just simplifies things from our perspective for sure. Should be just lovely. And not too shabby whatsoever. We'll be getting ready to head into orc pretty quickly here. At least take a peek. We'll see how it's looking. There's a fairly decent chance that we won't be quite prepared to deal with what we find. But if we're lucky, either we'll be able to manage early on, or even better, we could find ourselves with a very early arbalist just in the first floor of orc here. We'll have to see how it all goes down. We'll finish off exploring all of D12 before we make any decisions one way or another, and then take a peek. See how things are looking, see how things are feeling. We're also very close to being fully trained in our bow here. And there we can see that even at just 10.9 on shields, we're no longer having our attacks slowed by our shield skill, so we can pretty safely stop that off pretty quick there. And not worry too much about it. Okay, slightly concerned here. Bit of a rough start, but not the end of the world. +2 Robe of Resistance. Well, that's definitely going in the back pocket. Not too shabby. And unfortunately, no Arbalist users early on. Oh. We do get a gauntlet, though. Now that's interesting. I mean, and it's sitting right there, so do have decent opportunity to check it out. I think I'll do a bit of armor training early on here. Just a wee bit. Invocations can also come back on. Perfect. We do have Summon Divine Warrior, so actually, yeah, I want to focus that invocations, try to get that available as soon as possible. Let's take our warrior friend upstairs. Ideally, I can also isolate the Ogre Magi. Jeez Louise. Bit of a rough start for us. We can go digging into the wall here. Ooh, boy. That is what I was afraid of. Probably should have been a bit more cautious on that specifically. What I should have done is immediately gone for the Chiari strat. Let's see, if I go to net, 94% chance to hit you. At least can catch you out for now. And then I don't mind just a regular ogre coming upstairs with us here. Holy moly. So let's try to take this cautiously, shall we? Take care of you, come back down, switch over to Curari for you, my friend. And leave you in the dirt if at all possible. Fantastic. Yeah, Gauntlet and Volcano down there indeed. I don't know if we'll have time to hit both, unfortunately, but we'll see how it goes. I definitely want to head into the Gauntlet here, at the very least. Can kill you, my friend. Still at 2 Curari tip darts, so that's wonderful. Oh my gosh. Just all the ogres in the world here. Slow you, my friend. Get some ground. Beautiful. Still a couple more two-headed ogres. Definitely not the ranged heavy orc that I was kind of hoping for. There we go. Can start with you. I will, I think, play it safe and Curari you. As much as I want to hold on to those darts and kind of hate risking the mulch there, it's probably worth it to play it safe here. Ooh. Two two-headed ogres is a bit much, but we can head down here. and that at least delays them. Beautiful. 24% chance on Summon Divine Warrior. So unfortunately, that's not quite to the point where we would like it here. We can slow you. Then, oh, that was my only Curari Dart. Whoopsie daisies. Okay, what else can we do? We have Scroll of Summoning, I guess. I'd like not to waste them. Also, hey Brain, thank you for the lurk. Appreciate it. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Okay, let's think about this for a second. For escapes, we have Fear, we have Butterflies. Not too worried about that. For killing you, though, Summoning gets some bodies. We could go for the Divine Warrior and hope we hit the 76% chance there. I'm going to start with Divine Warrior. Oh my gosh, we got it. And then, probably won't even have to worry about hiding behind you and poking because Deva is way stronger than necessary to get through this. Holy moly. And then, okay, that's all the two-headed ogres? It is. So you're saying there's now a chance... Oh gosh, more two-headed ogre, of course. Let's take you upstairs, my friend. And just one-headed buddy in the lead there. And throw the Curari once again here. There we go. And unfortunately, that time we did mulch, so we're down to our final Curari. Oh me oh my. So yeah, it's definitely a bit of an ogre theme to our Orc 2 here. Another two-headed ogre. Oh, another ogre magi as well. Holy moly. Gonna have to kill the whole floor apparently before we get the opportunity. Okay. Was not expecting two more two-headed ogres. Also no longer have the piety to summon another. So I guess this time around, maybe I will go with the summoning scroll. Let our friends in, and we will try the poke with trident strat here. Just help out from afar. Okay, summoning ended up being a little bit overkill, unfortunately. Oh, I really want that gauntlet. So, okay, let's see. Ogre Magi, I think we can deal with. Take you upstairs. Heal up real quick. Oh, dang it, we've lost access to the gauntlet already. The volcano's technically still around, but wee bit of a shame. This many ogres mean we start near the shops for sure. Yeah, we're probably right next to the main bazaar here. But yes, I'm very, very unhappy that we can't make it into the gauntlet here. One of my favorite time portals, of course. So the question becomes, do we dare? Could just leave for now if we wanted. Sure, we've made a decent amount of ground, but that works out for us. You know, it trains up all of our skills to a nice point here, and then we could just transition that into clearing our way through lair without too much of a concern. Still would like a better ranged weapon, but we do have a bit of a backup strategy here that I just thought up. Specifically, just dig. Ooh, an Eden. What fun. Okay, if we can't kill this Eden, what? Divine Warrior? Beautiful, okay. Don't have to get into ifs and buts here. Instead, we do just kill the Eden, so that is wonderful. Definitely no guarantee that things work out for us there, so I'm very happy to see it. And we can keep our angel around for a decently long time. This is one of the incredible parts about Summon Divine Warrior, is that they do stick around for quite a long while, specifically, or even more so I should say, when, oops, did not mean to use my Curari Dart, oopsie daisies, but specifically when you're killing a bunch of unholy enemies, then so will constantly bless your warrior with more time in this world, and then you just end up being able to clear entire floors with the same crew, which is always wonderful. And there we go. Now we have access to another stairwell. Apparently, holy moly, volcano is still up, hey? How about that? And more Ogre Magi. Normally, the big sketchy part about these Sons of Guns is the paralysis. I mean, Bolt of Magma still hits like a truck, don't get me wrong, but very much happy that we resist that side of things. And where do we wish to go now? We could train some dodging, and in fact, I think I will train a wee bit. Just get that out of the way. Fighting as well. Ranged weapons, if we find the Arbalist, that will come onto the menu pretty quick here. But instead, maybe we'll just go with evocations. We'll go with all of the utility skills for us. Mapping for Volcano, I'm a little bit concerned that we're not going to make it. Only have 2 mapping. So I think I'm just going to accept our fate if we don't end up getting access to the Volcano. It's not the end of the world, seeing as how we don't have any fire resistance at the moment anyway, so it would have been a bit of a sketchy encounter no matter what. Let's take a look. The +8 Arc Blade. Oh, the Arc Blade is super fun. We are dex based, so it might kind of work out for us. I'm going to at least highlight you, my friend. I mean, of course, I desperately wish that we could have gone a wonderful bow or something along those lines, but it is what it is. I also just realized that we do kind of have fire resistance. We at least have the robe of resistances here, so potentially if we come across the volcano right away, if it hasn't already collapsed, which I'm not feeling too optimistic about, just keep an eye out. I haven't seen any messages about it in a while here, so I think it probably has collapsed on us. As we did spend a heck of a long time fighting against the initial ogre onslaught, as it were, but not the end of the world here. A couple of time portals. You know, it happens. It is what it is, so we'll just continue onwards here. And might as well clear out the rest of the level while we're at it. And still very happy with how this went. We can do a quick search at all the items on the floor. And unfortunately, it does confirm what I was already worried about. No Arbalists, you son of a gun. But hey, that is just fine here. Smallest orc 2 you've seen. Definitely was a bit crowded, which makes a lot of sense, seeing as how we did immediately get the full onslaught of the ogre here. Those gloves seem pretty good. They were interesting for sure. I mean, Harm Ego is a very interesting proposition here. Ooh, you know what? Let's just pop down. We have all the time in the world. I guess if we search for floor and then we scroll down to the bottom, we can see everything in the shops. So yeah, leather armor, no good. These gloves here, yeah, that harm is interesting. I mean, Arlec, bit of extra cold resistance. That's all nice stuff. Nothing wrong with that. Is it worth it for the harm? Unfortunately, we just have very low-level defenses on a ranged character, and not much opportunity for that to get much better. We can have really good shield score, and we can have pretty decent evasion. AC is always going to be a little bit of a rough spot unless we get exceptionally lucky with the unrand arts here. So, Offense is the best defense. I definitely subscribe to that on my casters. I don't know, is this the first time that I try out the Harm Ego? I think that's my main reticence towards it, is that I've never really used it. Because I'm a fan of somewhere right in the middle. I lean offensive for sure, just in my sheer overconfidence and hubris. Problem with Harm is that it gives a weakness to resist bullshit. Very true, very true. I think we'll leave it alone for now, but we might come back to it, especially if we're in desperate need of some Arlec. But as is, I'm pretty happy with where we're sitting, so I think we'll start exploring Lair. Oh my gosh, immediately come across an ice cave. Okay, so that extra cold resistance would have worked in our favor. We do have a ring of ice, so we can always swap over to that here. Oops, that's not what I was looking at, or looking for rather. Well, let's try it out. See how she goes, shall we? 20 damage, an extra 21 cold. Oof, oof, oof. 16, an extra 27. Elephant Simulacra is not the best here. RBS plus dead enemies don't do any. If you can kill enemies fairly quickly with the bow, it wasn't a BS situation. Very true. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what we end up doing here, but I'm not gonna stress myself too much about it. And we can always go back for it if the situation allows. And for the meantime, let's just try to blitz our way through these sons of guns. Fortunately, they're all slow. Unfortunately, that Death Yak hits like a gosh darn truck. If I can get a diva out here, though, then you're saying there's a chance. We just have to kill things quickly enough. We don't take any of the cold damage. And of course, we get to heal a heck of a lot thanks to the fact that these are all considered evil. I don't know if I'd call Simulacra evil. Surely a breach from the kind of traditional cycle of life. But, you know, when have we all not done a bit of the same here? In many ways, even just surviving is a breach of the natural cycle of life. Maybe. Don't know exactly what my brain was going with that one, but regardless, we'll try to use this diva as much as we can here, especially since we can very fortunately kind of catapult ourselves into even more piety as long as the fight goes well. And not perfect so far, but not the end of the world. Wonderful. Then I'll just hide myself in a corner real quick if everyone could just look the other direction. Dire Elephant Simulacra. You're slow? You're slow. Beautiful. That's what we like to see. You're imagining shafted into madness, so here's heresy. Hopefully not. But there we go. Much better. And yeah, this is a wonderful ice cave for us. Just a huge surplus of piety. So that is beautiful. Oh my gosh, yeah, we're at full pips. Holy moly. Probably won't be branding anything quite yet. In fact, I'm kind of leaning towards waiting quite a while before we do the Holy Weapon brand. Specifically, I would like to gain access to, oh, what are you? Oh, you even out there since you're a very fast animal. That's fine, we'll just fight instead. But I'd like to hold out until we get access to like a triple crossbow, if at all possible. There's no guarantee that one shows up in the run here, but a man can dream. So we'll be holding on to our blessability until we get to that stage at the very least. Protection from cold, I'd rather have that than ice, thank you kindly. And let's continue exploring, shall we? I definitely hate that alarm trap. Less than ideal, shall we say, but we can start with a wee bit of fighting, and then whenever enemies start coming from the summons or from Simulacra, then we just take a step away to ensure that the alarm trap doesn't get triggered. That's fantastic. Kind of perfect situation for it now that I think about it, just with it being exactly one step away from safety at any given moment for ourselves here, so that's beautiful. And there we go, not too shabby. Harm is better in Formicid than most due to no paralysis and force blink. Interesting. But speaking of offense's defense, you have an Orb of Guile, or you think Orb of Guile is a pretty cool item, but unfortunately you rarely have characters that can utilize it. I agree. I really like the idea of Orb of Guile. I forget who I was watching. It was a long while back, and it was probably 9th, if I had to guess. But they were going through somewhere like Elf using the Orb of Guile to continually use hexes. And so yeah, it seemed like a super fun use case for the Orb of Guile, because it's able, or it allows you rather, to continue to use hexes into stages of the game where normally you'd have no shot whatsoever of being able to take advantage of it. So I think it's a super fun item for sure. It's like harm for hexes. I like that. It's a good way of describing it. But beautiful, we managed to make it through the ice caves without too much issue here, so that's fantastic. We have to remember that we're not wearing our willpower ring, so we will want to swap to that if the situation arises where we need to do so. Oh, and our first Hydra. 5 heads should be able to kill from full range. Fantastic. Ooh, 8-headed Hydra. Well, I'm gonna ask for help of an angel here. Fantastic. Maybe a little bit overkill, but we have plenty of piety to burn through at the moment here, so it's not the end of the world, and very much happy to play it slightly safe where need be. Wonderful. And that was the first place where I was very much debating making a little kill tunnel, digging ourselves into the wall to play it safe, but managed to fight our way through without too much of a concern. So, not the end of the world. And if I could just take you upstairs, my friend. Wonderful. We'll probably leave that stairwell alone for now. Herd of elephants is just a wee bit much for me at the moment here. But we'll probably end up fighting them at some point here, and it's not the end of the world. And we'll just stair dance our way through the yak pack just a smidge here. Again, playing it slightly safe. Ooh, how do we fare against Komodos now? Definitely better than before. Still not ideal. I'm just gonna step towards my friend. We can be pretty generous with our TSO abilities here. I mean, we could end up running out of piety, but it's fairly quick to replenish as you make your way through the dungeon. So I'm not too concerned at the end of the day, and there we go. Our elephant friends all taken care of. And go Gadget Angel. Can just watch them do all the hard work. Beautiful. You rarely play stabbers. Yeah, I've definitely only played a few, and I don't know if I've ever done a real, like, caster stabber, like a hex-based stabber. I think the only stabber that comes to mind for me, at least in terms of recent memory, is our Kobold run from our Great Player series. And that was really fun. That was a Wu Jian stabber, though, so it was largely about using those free steps to just sneak up on enemies, as well as, of course, the Kobold's innate shorter range of sight, or line of sight, helps out a great deal on the stabbing side of things. And it was a lot of fun. I mean, it's the first and only time that I've managed to one-shot the Royal Jelly with a backstab. So that was awesome. That was incredible stuff. But definitely a style of play that I haven't given too much thought to in the past. Haven't really explored too much. FoHu, I just realized we're the Mark's Ant. I like it. Very cute. Title for us here. But there we go. It looks like we're gonna have Spider available to us, which is okay. Not the end of the world. Definitely not my favorite branch to go through either. Gosh darn it, I wish I could wear that hat, but that's fine. Gastronok, no problem when you have a guardian angel by your side. And unfortunately, our friend did just finally leave us at the end there, but pretty much have made our way through the majority of the floor, so not too worried one way or another. And we'll just quickly tab fight our way through the rest. We have okay defenses right now. We're still lacking a bit in the AC department, of course, but 15 evasion and 18 shielding is quite lovely, I was gonna say. Well, hello there, Death Yak. You son of a gun. I mean, I guess we could just phone a friend again, hey? By our powers combined, we should be able to make our way through a Death Yak pack. Oh, or you can just go off on your own. Heck yeah, bud. Great work out there, champ. Let the angel do all the heavy lifting, but that is fine. I guess that's what friends are for at the end of the day. Free labor. Or is that children? That's why you have kids, right? At least that's how it worked in the old farming days. Extra hands on deck. Oh, I kind of saw that mark trap triggering happening in front of my very eyes and did nothing to stop it. Whoopsie daisies. That's fine. Let's just head to a different downstairs, shall we? Beautiful. And not too shabby. We have no fire resistance, but we managed to make it through that son of a gun with no problems. And just beautiful. We'll make our way over to this sneaky little corridor. It didn't work quite as well as I hoped. Apparently the yaks got wise to it way quicker than they normally do. Slash, they just happened to try and swing around the corner by accident and caught us red-handed there, but not the end of the world. And we can probably pretty safely make our way through the rest of Lair here without much worrying. Your Spriggan Enchanter was Stabber for a while, but your in-game shifted to Caster. Exactly, that's why I feel like I haven't really played any Hex-based Stabbers, is because generally I end up switching over to just casting pretty dang early on, especially since without something like the Orb of Guile, you can't consistently rely on hexes very long. It's pretty quick into the average game that they start to fall off quite a bit, unfortunately. Huh. I expected that to be a slime haven. Wait, it's like a wyvern? Wyvern? Weavern? Wyvern? Are you a wyvern or a wyvern person? But a wyvern cave? What the heck? I definitely don't want to be petrified. So I think we're going to swap over to willpower here just in case, and that brings it down to 4%. That's very doable. Oh, there is a 6-headed Hydra in the mix here, though. 30% chance to hit us. 18 damage is a bit much with only 10 AC, so that's not ideal. Can always phone a friend if we need it. In fact, we're still like sitting at max piety, so we almost might as well. Let you kill the Hydra? Ah, do you want? I'll let you kill most things, even. Just go ham, my friend. Great work out there. You're doing great, kiddo. Keep it up. Yeah, holy moly, what do I even want to train? This is where I'd normally train some ranged weapons, because I would have liked to have found an arbalist by now. Unfortunately, the game doesn't feel the same way, but that's fine, that's fine. Similar experience with your Spriggan Enchanter Rubbery. It was eventually turned into a summoner. You did get a one-shot Orb of Fire, though. Very cool. Yeah, there's nothing quite like the one-shots with Stabbers, for sure. But with Uber Stealth, MCC was kind of a ranged stab. Yeah, if you swing hard enough. No, I definitely get what you mean, though. That sounds fun. I guess, how much noise does MCC make? It's a decently loud spell when it actually cracks, right? But it does give you the jump still. So, and you only need to get it off the once, and anything's going to be dead regardless. But okay, we've hit our skill caps once again here. Man, where do I even wish to go? Maybe I'll keep invocations on the burner here, and while we're at it, a bit more armor training definitely doesn't hurt either. It's nice having those pretty decent aptitudes in both those schools, so it's pretty quick. Extremely loud, you think, but only if it goes off. So yeah, if and when it goes off. So not too bad for sure, by any stretch. And okie dokie, there we go. Made our way through the I guess instead of agonizing over the Wyvern versus Wyvern debate, it could just say legless dragon things. Though that's gonna upset the real dragon nerds out there. That's even worse than mispronouncing Wyvern, Wyvern. What have you. But okie dokie, there we go. Managed to make our way through all the elephants. And I definitely would like the summoning scroll available to us here. We have leather armor of resistance. Definitely don't need the robe anymore. In fact, I'm almost tempted to just swap into that. Only one extra AC, but innate resistance is always nice to have without having to swap. Noise dampening mutation helped a lot with that as well. Oh, nice. Let's have a piety debate instead. Oh gosh, I don't even know how I've been saying it this whole time anymore. I think I normally go with the piety approach on that side of things. I don't even know which one. I feel like for the longest time I said piety, Maybe I even do say piety and I just switch it up. I'm so bad for remembering how I say words. Once I start thinking about it for even like 30 seconds, I completely forget what I'm supposed to say at any given time. I have to like catch myself by surprise in order to get an accurate representation of how I'd say words. There was a while where I was adamantly wrong, I should say, about the Canadian versus American pronunciation of, what was it? I feel like it was the classic lava debate, and I just could not remember to save my life which one I'm supposed to say as a Canadian. Piety sounds delicious, you'll take it? Perfect. But how would I say... I do say pious, that's true. I say pious and I say piety. Piety? Pious? Maybe I should just gaslight myself into saying pious forever. It definitely shines a bit of a light on that. But hey, English isn't meant to make sense. It's a stupid language. It's the same with like saying rough versus trough. That doesn't make any sense. And yet, here we are. I guess what was the one that I was recently thinking of for that? It was probably rough versus through, because through has the exact same spelling with a T added on the front. Oh, English sucks. I'm so happy I learned English as my first language because it is an exceptionally stupid language to try and learn. It makes no sense, and it's basically just full of exceptions with very few actual written rules.